depending on who's driving, about 45 minutes outside of Baton Rouge. And I am here for the Belgian Laekenois National Specialty. But clearly, these are not Belgian Laekenois because the club has done something really cool. They're having many events today, including the open show that these guys just got out of. But they've also been doing CGC testing and farm dog testing and ATT. Is it ATTI or
ATTS?
ATTS. So anyway, you don't get many, let alone 7 of them. You don't get a lot of Pyrenean Mastiffs together at one time. So I'm going to start at one end and go down the other. Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Amanda. I am her best friend, so I handle these guys. I'm also her trainer for working with them.
And who are you?
I am the actually the National Breed Club Vice President.
Oh, nice.
And then I have these 4, and I'm starting my own kennel, and we just do tons of activities.
Okay, and you are?
I am Vicki Betterton. I'm the president of our club.
Okay.
And I show and breed these dogs.
So I met up with you first, and I started to ask you casually, how did you get into this breed? And I stopped you at birds, because it's not something one would connect. These are clearly livestock guardian dogs.
Yes.
But tell me, why this breed? How did you get into it? And speak up, because
Sure, I have a
nature.
Yeah, I have a Ducour cockatoo. And one of the first things a bird will do is, if they get afraid of something, they're going to fly away. They're going to flutter away. And most dogs, their natural prey instinct, they're going to go for it. And I wanted to make sure she was safe, so I thought, well, I want to show and breed a breed, but what breed do I want? And I started searching on birds, dogs that are good with birds. There were only about 7 breeds, and I saw this name come up, and I'd never heard of it. So I started doing my research. And after I found out the longevity, they live 10 to 13 years, which is really good for a giant breed.
All I'll say.
They're relatively healthy. They're extremely gentle. They only respond to threats, and I can attest to the fact that they are extremely gentle. So this is just the best breed.
And how did you get interested?
I was looking for a service dog prospect to take over for my Great Dane, and I was researching so many breeds. I needed something with a longer lifespan, good temperament, and it had to be a giant breed for heavy mobility. And she turned down a lot of breeds.
I did.
Until I found the Pyrenean Mastiff, and then she's like, okay, we'll give it a shot and see how it works out. I fell in love.
Wow. Why this breed, though, and not any of the other LGDs?
Because of the temperament aspect. You don't want an LGD just going and being protective of you as a service dog. You want the public to feel safe around a dog that's, working. So I needed a very balanced temperament. I needed a breed that could look at any scenario and know it's safe and not go and jump straight to the conclusion of, oh, that's a threat. I wanted to make sure that they could do the job and not just jump into, that protection mode.
Now, are these outdoor dogs?
Yes, exactly.
Are they outdoor dogs for you guys?
No.
They're indoors. Okay.
They sleep in my bed.
But we know people that have them outdoors for LGDs.
And do you know people that keep farm animals that have them for that reason?
Yes.
We actually have a LGD committee in our club that's specific to all the owners and some breeders that have LGDs.
One of the things that really surprised me, in fact, it surprised me a lot, watching them move around the ring. These are very big dogs, and they can book it. I was like, whoa, look at that. Agile, quick. I would not want to be the person at the other end of a bad temper in one of these dogs, because they can catch up to anything, it seems to me. Where are you now in terms of recognition? You're an FSS breed right now?
Yes.
Oh, we're very early in the stages. I got them accepted into FSS about 3-4 years ago now. And there weren't that many of us breeding at the time, but now we're really starting to pick up. Last year we just formed the club. So we have a great bunch of breeders, but most of the dogs are young, so within a year or so you're going to start seeing more and more litters available.
Were these guys imported?
Yes. Well, not all of them.
Who's
all mine
producing? Where did you get to go to get your dog?
I got 2 of mine from Italy, these 2, and she came from Spain, and then she got some.
And if somebody is interested in this breed in this country, where should they go?
Go to our webpage,
Which is?
Pyrenean Mastiffs USA Club, or
Our Facebook is Pyrenean Mastiff USA Club page, and then our website is pmusa.pyreneanmastiffclubs.org.
The lovely person holding the camera has to be in 6 other places at the same time, so I'm going to get really quick and say, is this a good breed for a first-time owner?
for an LGD?
For a livestock guardian, I would say yes. If they're looking for, something that's family orientated and, can also protect, then I think they're a very good step-up breed, versus jumping into like a Kangal.
Well, I'll also say that for a first-time owner for anything, it depends on the individual. Because you have to realize they're double-coated, they'll shed a lot, and they also drool. So you have to be willing to put up with that.
Okay.
We keep towels strategically around, and
Although she's been using her dress pretty effectively.
true.
And then how about health considerations? What should someone look for in terms of health testing for these dogs?
We have minimum requirements for our breeders. They have to do hips and elbows at 2. Beyond that, we do DNA testing with Embark. And we check and see whether or not they're carriers for anything, and we look for that.
But what's up there lurking? DM, cardiac issues, anything? Or are they pretty healthy?
So we've
breed?
seen a couple occasions of DM carriers. Only one case of confirmed DM. So it's pretty mild in our breed. We're keeping an eye on it to make sure it doesn't explode.
Okay, so anybody wondering, DM is degenerative myelopathy, horrible disease.
So yeah, we're tracking it. We're keeping it minimum, and anything that pops up, we coordinate with the Finnish club and also with the Spanish and try to keep track of all that stuff. That's the only really carrier item that we have seen. But again, strategic breeding and making sure.
Well, we also know LTV.
Oh yes, LTV.
But we don't have the genetic markers for that.
Okay.
So, but again, all these things we're talking about,
They're
when
rare.
we say pop up, they're rare.
Yeah.
And all dogs have over 350 illnesses that they carry. It's just whether or not your dog hits the lucky jackpot.
Right.
But this has not been a widely studied breed either. So that's one of the goals of our club and through Embark is making sure we start looking for these things. People report and get DNA tested if something pops up in their dog, so that later, hopefully, if there is anything, we can identify it.
Is the breed in good shape in terms of numbers? How many do you estimate are in the United States?
Not
These
many.
7.
No, we don't know the numbers really, but we were guesstimating maybe 100.
Okay. But doing better.
But not
globally.
breeding globally. Oh yeah, definitely
Good
globally.
shape. Okay.
I don't know what you would say good shape. One thing, Spain, that's their country of origin. One problem they're having is so many of the young people are moving to urban centers. And so getting people to be in the country that can handle dogs like this and want to breed them. So they're, doing things to try to encourage young people to come into their club and such.
Right.
They're really quite popular in Finland. I think they're the second most popular Mastiff. And even though technically they have Mastiff in the name, these are not at all related to Mastiffs.
So it's not a molliser.
No.
Okay, interesting.
It's a Molosoi, but it's not a Molosoi.
Okay, got it. Well, let's wrap up because my camera person needs to run.
Okay.
We'll close up by asking one last thing. Defining characteristic of the breed, you think? One word.
Goofy.
What do you think?
Affectionate.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say gentle.
Gentle. Well, you can't do better than that. So, guys, I'm hoping to catch up with people who put on this extravaganza later, either today or tomorrow. So, you never know when I'm going to pop up. But thank you all for sticking around, and bye-bye.